call the meeting to order. Please rise and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, if you wouldn't mind bowing your head for a moment. Lord our God, we gather tonight in your presence and ask you to shine your light on us to make us strong as we try to guide our community and have you guide us. Thank you for the wonderful weather. Keep it coming. In your name we pray. Amen. Amen. And some rain. We'll take rain. Approval of the meeting minutes of October 7th, please.
Make motion to approve.
Okay, motion by Folkerts.
Second.
Second by Stern. Discussion. All in favor of the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Approval of the agenda. We added 6B to the one that you guys had earlier. So we have 6B is Wayne Hoffner's on the agenda to speak about certificates of occupancy. Anything else?
Is that, because I see it's under 8A, is that the same thing then?
Yes. 8A is the, it's not Wayne's though, but we will have the
Okay, so it is
discussion.
the same, so they will be both.
Yep, correct. It'll be under both 6 and 8. Okay, we have another changes. I'll take a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve as presented.
Okay, motion by Hack. Second by Folkerts. Discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Agenda is set. 5A, engineers report. Jared, you're up.
Thank you. Okay, welcome. You should all have a copy of the agenda. It's also on the board. We'll go through a few projects here, a couple of approvals to discuss tonight. So Expedition Estates, again, that's being privately constructed. If you've been through there, they did pave a portion of the roads.
Looks good.
Everything, it looks really good. Yeah, everything that has a house in front of it was surfaced. It was done last week. That's basically as far as they're gonna go for this season. In talking with the guys, it had something to do with, maybe there was a Knife River had a plant nearby with one of the plants doing some construction up there. And Quality Asphalt buys their mix from other people. They don't have their own asphalt plants, so they buy from Knife River, they buy from Northern Improvement, or they buy from Strata. And so that's what they were able to get. They may still do some graveling work and the rest of that. They're savvy contractor. They kind of know though, because when you put gravel down and don't pave over it, you know, their gravel roads, they have more of a crown to them. But when you're doing it gravel for pre-paving for a street, you do it a little flatter, and you can lose the gravel sometimes. So I don't know exactly what they're gonna do, if they're gonna do it now or if they're gonna wait to do it in the springtime. But generally that's as far as they expect to go for the season. Any questions? No? Okay. We still have some ongoing issues to resolve there for those guys. We do have a punch list for them. And their plan as of now is to wrap things up in the spring. Okay? Okay, all right, so next thing is the alley improvements. I was just up there. They've got the alley and the parking lot pretty well finished. They don't have the driveway apron to connect to the road. So generally what they have left is the apron, sidewalk, striping, and then it'll be able to back up the traffic. Looks really good. They've done a very nice job. Hopefully they'll be done fairly soon here.
Yeah, it looks really good.
It looks really good, really good. Yeah, they do nice work. Any questions there? No? Okay. Water meter replacement project. So this is the one that DSG is doing. We got the State Water Commission funding helping pay for it a little bit, but the meter installation is generally complete, and Monty, correct me if I say anything wrong here, but we've been a little bit hands-off. You know, they've done most of the coordinating with you guys individually. Where we're at this meeting, we're gonna make pay application number 3 and final balancing change order. So page number 2 and 3 basically just shows where the job came in. When you start off a project, you know, you've got a contract price. And the contract price is $576,795. And if you look at page number, that's right here. Then this is a decrease, so it's where the final job came in was $551,288. And if you look at the next page, it generally shows where the overruns and underruns were. On a job like this, with 800 houses, there's nothing is just cookie cutter, right? In some spots you gotta do a little plumbing, in some spots you gotta do a short meter or a long meter, you need a setter, so we came in a little bit under budget. I think, Monty, is there still some installs that probably have to happen a little bit?
There are a couple that we'll end up doing once the residents are occupied, they're unoccupied now. So.
Okay, so a little bit under budget right now, probably be close to the final budget when all is said and done, but for the most part, what I'm asking for approval is final balancing change order number 1 for a negative $25,507. That'll adjust the final contract price for DSG to $551,288. So
Motion by Folkerts,
Second.
second by Stern, discussion. Roll call.
Folkerts.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Hack.
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye, motion carried.
okay, so you've made 2 previous payments to DSG so far on this job. This will be the final payment to them. So it's the $144,617.60, and this will bring us up to 100% of our new final contract price. So I'm recommending approval of payment number 3.
So moved.
Motion by Hack, second by Folkerts, discussion. Roll call.
Hack.
Aye.
Folkerts.
Aye.
Stern.
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye, motion carried.
Last thing I have then here is the sanitary sewer improvement project. Grant was here 2 weeks ago. So we opened bids 25 days ago. Bids are good for 60 days on this job. We kind of talked about it last time. We opened 3 bids on this job. They were all pretty close to each other. The sanitary sewer improvement project included 3 things. It included spot repairs, included manhole rehabs, and then it included lining the sewer mains when that labor, like when the construction work was done. So the feedback we got from the contractors, and I'll just say the unknown going into this was the blocks that we didn't have recent televising on. So we had to make some assumptions, and I'm sorry if Grant explained this to you guys 2 weeks ago, but I'm just gonna go through it again. But the bids came in higher than our estimate, and all the contractors just said, well, we had to, we bid in some unknown spot repairs just to kind of cover you, because about 12,000 feet of the televising is 7 years old. So we assume there'll be some spot repairs in those areas, but again, it's an assumption. We don't know if it's 2 of them, or we don't know if it's 12 of them. So I think what you guys must have talked about at the last meeting was getting quotes to get that last, the unknown blocks televised, so we can dial in that unknown amount on the bids. So Grant got 2 quotes, one from Pipe Detectives and one from Pace. The quote from Pipe Detectives is $18,175. That's to televise 12,000 feet of sewer main. They think they can get it done within 30 days of you guys giving them the notice to proceed. So in theory, what'll happen here, if this is the way you wanna go, is we'll just continue to hold the bids for CC Steel. We'll have the older stuff televised that is old, we'll then know if we're gonna have as many spot repairs as we bid in the job or not. My hope is that there won't be as many, and then we can go from there. Generally, spot repairs, they range in cost based on the length of spot repair, how deep they are, how complicated the areas are. So you can understand how bidding on stuff when you don't know exactly where they are is inherently risky for these contractors. So they did pad their bid prices because of the unknown to protect themselves. So if we can determine where those spot repairs are, we can get real quotes on this stuff, and then you guys can make a more informed decision. So the options are to reject bids, accept the bid, or continue to hold bids, and we'll have this televising done. Any questions?
So they can have it done in 30 days?
They told us that we can have it done in 30 days, which just means, I mean, if they miss it, we're into November, but it'll be. And the low bid, with the low bidder, CC Steel, they've already told me that like we could reject their bid at any time, or we could just take no action, reject it. But they said they would hold their bid longer because they want the job. So you can still decide to reject the bid. We can't force them to accept the bid beyond 60 days. But if they're willing to hold it longer, then that's up to them.
So we need to weigh the option is $18,000, so is this worth us knowing exactly what we're gonna be running into? Or do we just cross our fingers and hope there's only 2 spot repairs and the project will cost less than the bid?
I would say that in order to avoid any of this fluff that they may have bid in the job, I think if we just accept the bids, we're not gonna have the expense of this $18,000, and we'll just go forward with it. But I think there could be some money savings from dialing it in a little bit, I hope. And we could find out that we have 20 more spot repairs to make, and that's just a different story, but.
Right, then
Then
we
we're-
say we'll do the 10 worst ones maybe, or
Maybe.
5 worst ones.
Maybe, yep.
Okay. I think it's valuable to know what we have underground. What are you guys' thoughts?
I agree. Dial it in a little bit better, have a better idea, especially when it comes to the contractors and stuff like that, having a better idea of what they're getting into.
So if you
Do
do
I
that,
go off of the old tapes, I guess, that's what I would do.
and that's how we bid it. We bid it based on the old 7-year-old tapes. We just don't know what's happened in the last 7 years. So if we just go forward with it now, we would just pay what the bids are now.
So did Grant say some of the 12,300 linear feet we don't have tapes on now? Is that right, Monty? I thought we were missing some.
I think it was that entire amount, though.
Some of the 12,000.
Yeah, some of the 12,000.
Okay. So
But I think the majority was just old.
Right.
Yeah.
that could be. I could be mixed up too. So again.
In case you're hoping that nothing in 7 years has changed underground.
Even though even though it was bid and is, the total project is, it's $1 million more than what we, I said, I guess, plan for. I mean,
I think our original estimate.
no.
I think the original estimate cost was like 2.85 million. I think I have to double check that.
They came in at 3.6?
3.2.
3.2.
Yeah. So we're about 10% more than, plus or minus. I could verify that, but I'm pretty certain that's what we applied for funding for. Sorry, go ahead.
So anyway, then is this going to, you know, on this, I guess, 20 grand that we spend, is that gonna save us, like 300,000, you know?
I don't know.
Probably
don't know.
not, but,
It's, if we go into it this way, it could save us 0. We could just end up doing, we'll just end up doing the spot repairs that we find, right? Like, and we'll just pay for them that way. So that is a way to go. If we televise it, we'll know if it's gonna be 3.2, if it's gonna be 3.1, or if it's 3.0. So, is there value in knowing what the project is gonna cost? That's up to you. I think there is, but I don't know, I can't say how much, you know. Will we recoup that cost?
With just knowing ahead of time, also making sure what needs to be spot repaired and whatnot, that streamline the whole process of getting the project done. Or if they come across a spot that needs to be repaired, I mean, does that delay things necessarily, or?
So, the way we bid it is, the first thing they have, so CC Steel was a little bidder. They have to run a camera through it themselves anyways to do their due diligence. Like, they can't just start going, but it'd be just a couple days before they plan to, well, no, I shouldn't say that, but they'd run a camera through it, measure the distance to all the services, then they order their liners, the liners show up, and then they install them. So whatever that increment is between when they televise it and the lining happens is how long you have to get the spot repairs done.
Okay.
So doing it now versus letting them do it, I don't know if it'll impact the schedule.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Gotcha. Okay.
I can't say. I guess it depends on how many they find.
Sure.
These 12,000 feet are mostly downtown in our older areas, correct?
I think, yeah, yep, a little, I think there's more to the west of downtown, right, Monty?
Yeah.
Like the,
It's all old clay tile
Would
pipe.
be basically in this area,
Okay.
cause this was redone, and we had a portion of this televised when we did the 2018 project.
well, I like the fact that we have new video footage of update and current of what we have underground in our infrastructure. Let's say something happens this winter and we need to have an emergency water line or sewer line fixed or something. I think just nice to have that. It's nice, is it necessary? I don't know, but I think we should do it, but it's just my opinion.
I could go either way on it too. Like there's a list of pros and cons of doing it either way, is in my opinion, I guess, but it was just a way of us, eliminating some of the unknowns, because, you know, when you break this into 3 parts, there's the lining portion, there's the manhole rehab portion, and then there's the spot repairs. And the spot repairs is what came in astronomically high, right? And that's kind of the whole point here is spot repairs are gonna break you eventually. That's why we get the spot repairs done and come right behind and line it, so we don't have any more of these damn spot repairs to do. So if the spot repairs were 800 grand of this, or 850 grand or whatever it was of this whole job, if we can eliminate some of the unknown and dial that spot repair stuff, I think it'll save you, but I can't guarantee it, and I don't know how much, Casey. That was a good question. Will it save 18 grand? I think so, but I don't know.
No, but I mean, I would think that we know, I guess right now, So I guess right now, I guess where these, I guess, spot repairs are at, right?
From 2017.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean,
Yep. But we just
you know,
bid,
why can't we just?
we bid an
Plan for it.
increment quantity above that for what has happened in the last 7 years. Yeah, so we're basing this on what we know, plus some fluff. And I don't remember how many extras, but yes, that's what we bid.
You know, the spot repairs, I guess, that I can recall, like where that gives a penetration, there was in the line, I guess, like way too far, I mean, like things that have been there for a long time.
Most of the spot repairs, well, I shouldn't say that, they're a little of everything. We've got some partially collapsed pipe, the pipe's supposed to be round, some of them are squashed, some of them are missing pipe on the sides, some of them, we call it offset joints, and these are all 3-foot long chunks of clay tile pipe, so something has moved or shifted or settled at those spots. But there's like 15 spot repairs that have to happen, or have to be repaired for sure. And I wanna say these spot repairs are, $30,000 to $40,000 a piece to do them. And that's why it's so expensive. If it was just a lining job, this job would be easy. But yes, if there's like a sewer stub sticking in too far, they can generally do that when they line it. Like, we don't need to dig up those spots if there's just a service line sticking in too far. You used to have to dig those up, but now these guys can cut them out. Yeah, it's just, if there's a sag, or if there's something that's offset, or collapsed, or missing piece of pipe, those are the only spots we have to dig up.
So then anyway, all these old, I guess, spots and stuff, I guess we knew this, I guess, prior to the street project. Spots, and I was told, I guess, don't need to be fixed.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm just curious why now, I guess we have to go after them.
I don't know how many spots are from the old televising, from the 2017 stuff that we're planning to dig up. I'm not certain.
Monty, did we have any other televising before that period of time?
Yeah, farther back, obviously, I wanna say probably before 2010 was televising before that, but I don't know if that was looked at or not.
The only reason I ask is to compare, and I see both sides, but to compare, it's like we're throwing a dart at a dartboard. But I see Casey's point, and I see it.
If something is questionable, you kinda sometimes just let it go, like roll the dice, let it be. If we're gonna line through something, we gotta fix it. We can't, if there's an offset adjusted joint that, in every one of them that we watch, there's just some, I'm just trying to, without showing you photos of ones, we could walk through all of them, but
Now, you can't put a liner in something that's,
I can't do that. Nope,
no.
nope, they have to get fixed. And in some of those cases, we can do a trenchless liner. But if there's a collapsed pipe or something,
I think we'd be foolish to not know what we have for issues in the ground right now. I know the project was $2.8 million. I don't want to sound like I'm wasting our money, but what's another $18,000? It's a fraction. To do it the right way and to know exactly. It's like
I wanna remodel my house, but I'm not gonna check out what the wiring looks like until I dig into it, then you gotta, I think it's worth our time and effort. If we do the project, that's gonna make it easier and better to get a more accurate bid. And the contractor will know the timeline better too.
So if we do the televising, you just continue to hold bids, you have those 12,000 feet televised. I'd come back to you and say, all right, we found 5 more spots, or 2 more spots, or 0 more spots.
Right.
Here's the revised price of their bid, we can negotiate with the low bidder. You know, and then we just sit down here and you make an actual decision on what the project's gonna cost without any fluff. Because a lot of these numbers with the spot repair, lengths, the connections, these numbers in here, where you pay for the actual length of and width of things are inflated, because we had to bid that as an unknown. So again, it's reject bids, continue to hold bids, or accept bids.
I think we reject them and do the camera work and then have them rebid.
Okay, I would say if we're gonna do the camera work, I think we should just hold them.
Okay.
Because it doesn't hurt us, we just hold them, and that's my opinion, because if we'll televise it, and then I'll be back in a month, or 6 weeks or something, and at that time, if you wanna reject bids, you still can, but.
Okay.
That's my thought.
What's the board wanna do?
I make a motion to hold the bids and then move forward with the televising.
Okay, we have a motion by Folkerts.
Second.
Second by Hack. Discussion. Roll call.
Folkerts,
Aye.
Hack,
Aye.
Stern,
No.
Omenauer.
Aye. Motion carried.
You know, this isn't just black and white on this one. It's not, it's just not that easy. There's pros and cons of doing both, so. I wouldn't have been upset if you'd have gone the other direction either, but I guess you still may end up rejecting bids in a month if it's outrageous, or, you know, you don't know what's going on here, but this just allows us to negotiate a little with CC Steel, you know, based on the actual spots. And if we don't like the numbers they give us, then reject bids, and we could look at rebidding it. And if we look at rebidding it, we could look at splitting this project. You know, there's 3 different like styles of construction here. We've got spot repairs, we've got lining, and we've got manhole linings. If you do end up rejecting bids, we could look at bidding this in 3 different contracts. It's messier. You know, we'll have 3 contractors to coordinate. We'll have 3 pay estimates to do at every meeting. We won't have one general contractor to just point a finger at, so it can be a little messier. But if you end up doing that, you end up doing that, right? There's just some other cost-saving options that I think we can look at.
So you'll contact pipe detectives?
Yes, I'll contact pipe detectives.
Okay.
Okay, that's generally what I have for tonight, so any other questions for me?
We just ask that you bring your crystal ball next time.
I don't know. I mean, this is, yeah, it's hard to know what's underground. Yeah, all right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, moving along to 6A, CVB 2025 budget. Antoinette?
Well, you guys have it in front of you, or do I not? Oh, right here it is. Okay. I was just asked to come and see if you had any questions on our proposed and 2024 actual. You'll see in the proposed that we have 11,250. We are working on an SR 71 Blackbird sculpture that is being created out by the Commerce Center, and that will be a nice draw, hopefully, to our community and brand us a little. And so part of our mission obviously is to help promote our community with events and festivals, and you also will see on the bottom with events and festivals that we did pay out $12,500. $5,000 was at Mercer County Fair for Harvest Fest for Hairball, $7,000 for Shock Fest, and $500 for Touch a Truck. All those events bring in people into our community and hopefully raise our sales tax or raise our economy a little. And this coming year we do have a new but we were asked to attend a spotlight in Medora, which is where buses come through to Mercer County, and they would like Hazen to be spotlighted, and we can bring up Lake River Indian Villages, our industry. Hopefully our SR 71 will be completed, and it's just a nice way to promote our community. And so instead of going to the Bismarck Sports Show, trade show, we'll do the Minot trade show and the Medora spotlight. It's September. So we're hoping things will stay as they are and a little better with the tax. And if you have any questions, you know where we're at. So, anything?
That's good.
So keep eating and drinking. We just gotta work on our hotel. Right, Myra?
Okay, we need to, the board approve this.
So moved.
Motion by Hack,
Second.
second by Stern. Discussion. Roll call.
Hack,
Aye.
Stern,
Aye.
Folkerts,
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye, motion carried. Thank you, Antoinette.
Yep.
All right, next item under request of citizens, certificate of occupancy Expedition Estates. Mr. Hoffner wants to have a word with us.
Thank you guys, everyone, for giving me the time. I know your jobs and your commitment is difficult because you can make 50% of the people happy and 50% of the people mad.
That'd be a good day.
The reason I'm here is because of Otter Tail. Full disclosure, my company, West River Realty, is the one selling property up there. My wife is Sean Hoffner. She is the one that's actually selling these properties. So there's financial stuff to me. That is not why I'm here. I'm here in regards to the occupancy. I'm hearing some discussion of the possibility of not having an occupancy for members of this community that, and I'm sorry, I've got a cold, so I'm not nervous, I've got a cold. What I'm asking you guys to do is to approve this occupancy. The road, as the engineer did indicate, that is not completely done. I did drive up there on Sunday with my kids. It's beautiful. It is done to all the properties that are there. They do have access to everything, but of course around the loop is not. My 15-year-old was asking me the question, why are we driving up here? And I said, well, because there's a possibility these people might not be able to move in without this occupancy. And he goes, well, why? Well, because this is not paved. And his immediate comment was, well, Brent Hishman's property is not paved up to. And I said, that's a good point, Tyler, but that is nothing to do with this. But a 15-year-old looked at it in a way that it's pretty black and white in that aspect. Not saying that this is anything to do with that, but it was very interesting. I'm part of and president of Hazen Community Development. Part of our mandate and our stuff is we approved a $25,000 per person construction for new housing in this community. And by not allowing this occupancy is really going against everything that Hazen Community Development is trying to do and stimulate growth in this community. And that's kind of why I'm here is I have lost sleep over this going, why would we want to not have growth in our community? Because everybody wants growth in their community. I came from Halliday, North Dakota. The last house that was built in Halliday, North Dakota was probably in 2004. That town is dying. I'm not saying Hazen's dying, but you have an active developer builder that is building for your community, not theirs. He's not building for his community, he's building for your community. And my educated guess is if Beulah could write a check and ask him to build over there, you'd lose him. And that is why I'm here, is I don't want to lose growth, period. Is there financial gain to my family because of my wife? Absolutely. It's not why I'm here. That $25,000 grant that we're giving, when we were sitting at this table at Hazen Community Development, they asked me, Wayne, what do you think about actually extending this 2 miles so my development would actually get that benefit out at Harmony Estates? I said, absolutely not. That hurt me. That hurt the sale of property that I personally own out there. Why? It wasn't for my benefit. It was for the city benefit to get the $25,000 in city limits to get the tax revenue, to get the property taxes, to get these people. I've got 2 young kids. I want families to move into town and more people in school, more people using the gas stations, my bank. I want more people to come in and do these loans. That is why I'm here, and I'm asking everyone for a positive and a yes vote for this occupancy. And maybe I'm stepping out of line, and maybe I shouldn't be here. You guys, I hope everyone knows me. I do not put my political beliefs in the public. I refuse to. I could not do this because I'm losing sleep over this. I don't understand why we would not have yes votes for this. So thank you everyone for your time, and I appreciate you letting me speak. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks, Wayne. I forgot to, when we were talking about approving the agenda, we were gonna Monty and I talked about removing 7A, correct? Or tabling it.
As I indicated in my notes to you, I was meeting with Tyler Spomer from the Department of Water Resources about the flood insurance stuff. He did meet with me. He informed me that our model ordinance, while it's good, it has been changed since we adopted it. He was gonna give me the new model ordinance. So my suggestion to Jerry was we just postpone that until we have the new model ordinance and then move forward with making changes.
Everybody good with that?
Yep, that makes sense, yeah.
Okay. Therefore, that now brings us to 8A, the certificate of occupancy at Expedition Estates. Wayne, first of all, let me address you for a moment. You're not stepping out of line by coming here and talking at this meeting. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. I think the $25,000 per new build is amazing that our HCD is doing that. It's fantastic. Absolutely spurring growth. The other thing that Wayne didn't mention that is also slowing growth is that without accepting these certificates of occupancy on these homes, those are existing people that have homes that wanna move there, and their houses would then be for sale. So that's an argument in favor of Wayne's discussion. But I wanna go back a year and a half ago when Williams Builders knew from the get-go what was supposed to be done. And last spring, it was actually almost the same exact day, I showed Monty my text to Darrell Whirl, that it was almost the exact same day that they put asphalt down, that I said, when are they gonna start laying asphalt? A year ago. Cause they were gonna do it last year. Well, the thing that is totally out of their control of Williams Builders and Darrell is the pipe that they had to redo. They could not get all the testing done, that was all had to be redone, so that was out of their control, and which extended this project a heck of a lot longer. So, when you look at it just as principle, yeah, we should hold their feet to the fire and not allow the occupancy because they didn't conform to the rules. Well, I guess you didn't know exactly what all was happening underground, so that took longer. And the pavement is in, those people all have access to their homes, which looks really nice. We just need to get a light up there now, Monty. But I don't know, what's everybody else's thoughts on approving certificates of occupancy in those new builds? Casey?
Well, even though I don't know. The length of time that this project's been going on, if it's been down like 5 years or how long. But,
And litigation too, with the excavator.
But I mean, I thought that I guess we weren't even going to allow I guess a building permit in these spots. There it is, until it was all right, And then after that, then we kind of, I guess, like lean towards, well, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to build. And then two, even if we just say, yeah, fine now, even then, except where the road then like ends and stuff, and maybe now they're just gonna say the heck with it,
They might.
Yeah.
Yeah, he might say, we're done.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. I've not heard from Darrell if they're looking at getting more permits to build, but another thing is we could also accept what's there now and not allow them to continue building until the road is done, and accept what they have now. But or can we ask for a bond and say, okay, if you pull out, then we have this bond that we can finish the road with. Mark,
There are a few different options. You could ask for a bond. The problem with asking for a bond is, especially on a project like this, I would imagine that might be cost prohibitive for the contractor, because a bond like that is going to be a difficult one to reach. But the bigger concern that I would have with this is, if it's a gravel or a clay top road, does that impact in adverse weather conditions the ability for emergency services to get out there and service all the homes that would currently need to be accessed? And if that's not an issue, I think that there's some ways that you can move forward with a certificate of occupancy that either issues that certificate of occupancy only on the areas that are paved, so that there's still some leverage over the gravel areas, or there's some other tools you could look at going down a bond. I think that there are tools that we could definitely look into as a community to make sure that we're protecting the community's interests, because ultimately the reason why you have this certificate of occupancy is to protect the community from a potential headache of, hey, we've got a non-conforming issue here with the water and sewer, or we've got a non-conforming issue with the road, those types of scenarios. And if there's not those concerns leading right up to where the pavement stopped, I think that in that situation, there's a harshness probably to refusing to issue that certificate of occupancy, not just against the builder, but the
Sure.
prospective individuals that are wanting to move in. And I guess I'd urge you guys to be mindful of that too.
One of my fears is that, like it was stated, well, maybe they just leave it. And if that happens, then we have to put the pavement in.
And that's
We have to
one,
continue the road.
and
Or,
that's-
like Wayne's son said, the rest of it could be like Ishland's and not be paved. We put gravel on it, I suppose, but.
well, and one of
Be
the
a shame.
options that you've got is if you say, hey, they leave it, is just make sure that the property owners that are there, understand that if it gets left, that, hey, the city's going to pave it, and this is an area that could be subject to some special assessments that are on the more extreme end. This is our last resort, but just so you know, that this is something that you may have some potential for some special assessments, because we're not comfortable just leaving it as a gravel road. There are some of those types of options available. I mean, again, I think that that's something closer to a last resort to say, hey, we're gonna do special assessments, but if everything went to hell, you still have that in your back pocket as an option. I mean, we hope that that doesn't go down that road, but I do have some concerns about the harshness of a decision not to issue certificates of occupancy for areas that are complete.
Right. Monty, do you know if any other lots are sold that are in the non-paved areas?
Not that
I
I'm
didn't
aware
think
of.
so either, yeah,
Not that I'm aware of.
right. Okay. Thank you, Mark. Other comments, thoughts? Dave?
And it isn't just paving the loop too, you know, you still have possibly some sewer issues on 11th, which is part of that project too. That hasn't been addressed, whether it does or doesn't, but that's still part of that project, that's still some of your leverage too.
Well, I like your comment, Mark, about being mindful of those citizens and the harshness of that. Not allowing you to. It's not like it's punishing the builder.
No, I mean, it's not a good situation to have
No.
buildings vacant for an extended period of time, and it's not good for those people that have pretty high interest loans that are construction-based loans that are wanting to take that and convert it to a mortgage and probably save a significant amount of interest and things of that nature too. And so there is a harshness that would spill over to more than just the developer
Yep.
in that situation.
Okay. Well, if we want to change our stance, we need to have a motion and approve that the certificates for those that are already there. And if we want to add on something that says we will not approve any more building permits beyond what's there now, I don't think would be a problem doing that as well. Myra?
There is one that is in the process of being sold, but it is in the paved area, I believe.
Okay.
So I guess I would ask that you consider the paved area, because
Okay.
we're impacting our citizens here.
Yeah, so with, is it on Buster Street? There's another one that's gonna get built?
I think it's on this street.
It's on the south side of the loop, or on the south portion of the loop beside Albrecht.
Beside Albrecht's, okay, there is pavement beyond that.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So we could add nothing beyond the pavement is for,
See down in this area.
yes,
See where it's foundation.
All the way right up to, okay.
yeah. Okay. Should we do?
Okay, so then on the sewer spot, that's then like 20 foot down. Is that spot then over in the paved area or not? I'm assuming it's not, right?
The sewer issue has been there this whole time, right? So even the houses that are being lived in right now, their sewer flows through the problem area. So that's on 11th Street. Everything flows out of the loop to 11th and goes north down the hill. So this, what they had paved, we've had televised, we pulled a mandrel through it, the water has been pressure tested and bacteria tested, the infrastructure in the new paved area is good. It's just, we have a sewer issue on 11th Street away from this area that we are still holding the contractor to fix. And that has to happen next year, it won't be until. William Building, they're trying to figure out a way to do it trenchlessly, so they don't have to dig up 11th, but they haven't been able to find a contractor to do that. And if they have to, they'll just dig it up. But that's the issue that I'm aware of. Yeah.
Is that the question you had?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Okay,
that would solely be on Williams.
yeah.
Dime.
Well, I make a motion to approve certificates of occupancy in those paved areas and just those completed areas for now.
Okay, motion by Folkerts. Does that include not allowing any permits beyond the paved area?
Correct.
Okay.
Permits or certificates?
Permits means they can't build at all.
Permits.
Okay.
Do we want,
Beyond the paved areas.
do we want to extend that until the project is done in full, or do we just want to leave it as?
Until the loop is paved. Or it's.
Yeah, yes,
What was that, I'm sorry?
until a loop is paved, so no building permits beyond the
Okay,
existing paved area until it's paved.
okay.
A motion by Folkerts.
Second.
Second by Hack, discussion. So that means that they will not be able to do anything all spring. And Jared, how early can they pave, you think? It's gonna be May?
Load restrictions usually come off in May, that's whenever they.
Temperature wise, does it have to be
It's gotta be 30 degrees and rising, so usually during the day, they can pave, it's not that big a deal. They can even dip beyond that if they use certain admixtures.
Okay.
But I would think the earliest to get there is May.
Okay. Okay, I think I'll stop talking. Any other discussion? Casey?
So then the sewer work too then needs to be all done prior to this building permits? Is that part of that or not?
That wasn't part of that motion. I think it's gonna take them all summer to get that whole 11th done. Don't you, Jared?
It's hard to say. If
Yeah.
they try to do it themselves, maybe have a contractor come in with bigger equipment, maybe faster, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. If they can do it trenchlessly, maybe they can do it this winter. I just don't know. Like,
Okay.
if we have to have, Will told me they were gonna try out a plan to fix that sewer by the end of the year. So
Yeah.
we may know more in the next, and I don't know if he will, but that was their priority.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I like about this motion is that it gives us some teeth yet, and it also helps our existing citizens. And hopefully they get the message. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Folker,
Aye.
Hack,
I,
Stern,
Aye.
Obenauer.
Aye. Motion carried. All right, moving down to reports. 9A, water sewer.
I don't have anything.
Thanks, Jason. Streets, cemetery.
Dave, anything to report on?
Just working on the leaves, picking them up as fast as they're falling down or trying to.
If you get a chance, Dave, could you guys go out to the Welcome to Hazen sign on the west side? Cut those bushes way back from,
Okay.
I know we talked about it
I
earlier
cut
in
them
the
back
summer.
this spring or whatever, but if I
Okay, I
can
didn't
slow
think
that
you,
grew back
okay,
again.
yeah, I wouldn't mind if those big bushes were gone.
Just completely gone, and
Rip them out,
we can do that.
just clean it up.
Or at least nothing else, get them cut to the ground this fall, or you have. to
They'll come back,
and stump
sure.
grind, do a stump grind them or do something in the spring to kill
Okay.
them.
Awesome. It's dry enough over there, you're not gonna sink.
Yeah, I don't think we'll sink.
Yeah, no.
And then, we're knocking on another winter, where are we at with free?
They're inside, they're being worked on.
They're inside now, that's
Yep,
good.
yeah, they've been inside for over a week or whatever, so.
Yeah, if we could just get an update next meeting, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
And then the other thing I have to report on, we're gonna start looking at residents again that are, accumulating excessive clutter throughout the community. That's kinda where I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, our nuisance ordinance.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Other than that, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Police. Chief, what do you got for us?
Yes.
See you guys.
Okay, thank you. Myra, HCD.
Oh, well, I think things are probably a little more comfortable for me. I've started making, I don't think I said anything about that, I've started making some business visits. I visited Hazen Motors, did a little bit of visiting with James at West Dakota Lumber. As many of you know, I believe it's called Paw Prints, is going into the old Promised Land building. They're very excited, they want to be open by November 1 if possible. In regard to the last motion you made, Albrechts are hoping to close by November 5th. So, and the next thing that we talk about Old Town. It's very difficult in this town. I think we need to show that we have some people staying here and things happening here for anyone to look at us, probably. I am going to see if Al will give me the nickel tour and visit with him about what he's doing. Is he interested in if there's grants or something available for renovations? We can't have a motel with a pool, we don't have the space there.
No.
So I think that's where we need to start. So that's gonna be, after my meetings this week are done, the first week in November, that would be my goal. to
That'd be
sit
great.
down with Al.
Good luck, thank you.
I know Al well, but
Yeah.
I don't know his philosophy. I know he likes his motel the way it is.
Yes. Chief.
We got a tie bid and fixed Cenex, Ritter, Hazen Motors.
Okay.
The one we got back is Hazen, Monty's got the sheet,
Oh, perfect.
so we should just go with, cause then everything's on state bid anyhow, it's just labor and stuff.
Okay.
Hazen Motors, the one they got back.
Police department. BF Goodrich.
Did you have a preference?
There's BF Goodrich and Firestone. The BF Goodrich is 1,001 and the Firestones are $856.20. And that is from Hazen Motors.
And that's the only one I got back.
That's the only way they got back to you? Really? Paul Senex didn't get you one?
Never saw one.
Hmm.
I can double check with the other guys, but nothing came through but fax or on my email.
Okay. All right. Do you guys have a preference? A tire?
I would go with the cheaper ones.
$150 difference only.
Are those 10 plies, or are they 6 plies, or what are they?
These are all-terrain, light truck, 265, 70 R17s. It does not say anything about ply on here. It just says mount and balance and disposal.
I think we usually go 6 or 8.
Cause if they're the same vehicles that we ran on our patrol vehicles, they're 10 ply, I believe, but a little harsh in ice and stuff, but I'm not tracking those vehicles.
Okay.
I'd personally like to see if we can get, because I have it hard to believe that we couldn't get a bid out of 2 other people in town. So,
Mont, can we reach out to?
Biggest thing there is they're all bidding state contract, so all the tires are the same, the only difference is gonna be the labor.
Yeah.
They don't have labor on here, just,
Well, the mounting and
mount and balance is 150 and disposal is 25.
Yeah, so that would be your only difference, what the other ones are gonna charge to mount and balance. But I can reach out to them, that's not a problem.
Please do, that'd be great. Thank you. Thanks, Chief. All right, that brings us down to 13, public comments.
I don't have anything to say.
No? Okay.
Unless Monty had something.
You had opportunity already. Approve the bills.
so moved.
Motion by Hack. Second by Stern. Discussion.
I just got a question about the street that in the patchwork, I guess. They're on the school there, 26,000, I guess, was that like planned?
Yeah.
Planned on that price?
Yeah, that was in the original quote.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Hack,
Aye.
Stern,
Aye.
Folker,
Aye.
Omenauer.
Aye. Motion carried. Meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
That's when I took that.
What's that?
Took my pen.
I took it out of there.